Finland has the highest milk consumption in the world. And you also know that Finland also highest rate of fractures. It's because of highest milk consumption. Hi, this is Akhil. I'm a holistic nutritionist. I'm a disease reversal expert, holistic cancer coach. I'm on a mission to help at least 100,000 people to lead a disease-free lifestyle through holistic nutrition. So let's start right away. Today's topic I'm discussing about is why you should not be consuming milk at all. Why it should not be there in your lifestyle. Be it any milk products. Milk, dairy, cheese, butter, paneer, ghee, etc. So here are the 9 reasons why you should not be consuming milk. Reason number 1, it's mucus forming in nature. Dairy, all milk products are highly mucus forming in nature. That's why you are advised to not to take curd or yogurt while you are having some cold or fever or anything like that. Not just curd, all the milk products, be it milk, be it haldi milk, be it ghee or anything, it can cause mucus in your intestines, in your lungs, in your chest, and also in your liver. So mucus forming in the sense, when you drink milk, when you take milk products, they form mucus in the intestinal tract. When they form there, mucus is one of the loving foods for your viruses and bacteria, which are bad. They feed on this and they will grow better. And not just that, this mucus forming nature of milk inhibits the nutrition of other foods too. This inhibits the nutrients and this inhibits the vitamins and minerals not being absorbed into your bloodstream. That means what happens is basically when you consume this milk and you are also consuming other nutrient dense food, let's say you are consuming a fruit, you are consuming a vegetable, the nutrition from this fruit is also not being absorbed into your blood because of this mucus forming nature, or the wall of the mucus which is formed by the milk in your intestinal tract. The reason number 2, milk is highly acidic in nature. In that sense, what I mean is that when you consume milk, once it enters your bloodstream, your blood starts to become acidic. When your blood starts to become acidic, it has to neutralize itself. It has to bring its acidity into control and get it into the balance of alkalinity. So to make itself alkaline, it takes the help of minerals. Basically, if you see calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, whatever the minerals that we consume from our food are all alkaline nature, which is required by our human body. Our human body should not be in acidic state, especially blood should never be in acidic state. So what it does, when you're consuming milk, even though it has calcium in it, this calcium is not going to be absorbed by your body because the blood is acidic, the milk is acidic. Now what it does, in order to neutralize this blood, your blood goes into your bones, goes into the joints where the joints are tender and leaches the calcium there, leaches the magnesium and phosphorus there. This is called leaching. Leaching means when the blood becomes acidic, for itself to neutralize itself, it goes into the bones, especially the joints, and it takes some sort of calcium, some amount of magnesium, some amount of phosphorus to neutralize itself, to keep itself in a balanced state and make you stable, make you live stable. So that means even though you're getting calcium from the milk, that is waste of time and energy, and it can destroy you eventually. That means slowly who are consuming milk, that is why I said people in Finland who are consuming highest consumption of milk are getting fractures because of this. Slowly what happens, if this happens daily, if you're consuming milk products daily this leaching happens. Once the daily leaching happens, slowly the bone starts to degrade. It can lead to arthritis, it can lead to osteoarthritis, it can lead to joint pains and much more. That comes to another point. The reason number 3, bones and calcium myth. People say if I don't drink milk, they're in a misconception that they won't get calcium at all. That is not true at all. We'll discuss in the later parts what we need to alternative foods. So if you're consuming milk on a daily basis, your bones are going to be degraded instead of the vice versa. Okay, your bones will be degenerated daily. Bones are degrading daily if you keep consuming the milk daily. If you keep consuming milk, you can lose your bones, you can get arthritis, you can get rheumatoid arthritis, you can get joint pains, you can get cavity issues, teeth issues, because teeth is also made of calcium, right? So that is why even if you get calcium from milk, it is not of use. Instead, it removes the calcium from the blood, making the blood acidic. It also removes the calcium from the bones and all these things too. Okay, let's move to the next reason. The next reason is milk is is very high in fats. You need to understand, many people say that milk is high in protein, paneer is high in protein. You need to understand that paneer has only 100 grams of paneer only has 8 to 15 grams of protein. Rest of the things, 85 grams is all fats. So when you are consuming more fats, even the milk also, milk has about 8 grams of protein, the rest about 80% is fats and 10 to 20% is carbohydrates or sugar. You should understand this. When you are consuming high fats, you'll inhibit the detoxification of the body. As I said in the previous video, if you want, you can watch in the cards. So when you are consuming high fatty foods, you will inhibit the detoxification process. You will inhibit the toxins. You'll soak up the toxins instead. Okay, this can give you fatty liver. This can give you diabetes. This can give you thick blood syndrome, blood pressure, and all these things. Okay, now let's come to the next reason: lactose intolerance. Many people these days, it's a buzzword. People talk about lactose intolerance. That's why I don't drink milk. Let's understand what it is. See, for any food, be it carbohydrates, be it proteins, be it fat, major food groups, you need some enzymes for them to break down and assimilate in the body. For example, for carbohydrates, you need amylase enzyme to break down carbohydrates. For proteins, you need protease enzyme to break down proteins. For fats, you need lipase enzyme to break down fats. In the same way, for milk, lactose is a kind of protein which is there in the milk. For it to break down, you need lactase enzyme. The problem is that human beings will not produce lactase on their own. Lactase is there when we are born because we need to digest the mother's milk. After that, lactase is not going to be produced in the human body, unlike the other enzymes like amylase, protease, and lipase. Okay, once this lactase enzyme slowly starts to deplete, this lactose molecule is not going to be digested. If this lactose molecule, the milk molecule, is not going to be digested, if it enters into the bloodstream as it is treated as a foreign particle and your immune system starts to attack it. Okay, your immune system starts to attack it. Because of that, people do get type 1 diabetes. Okay, we'll talk about in the next section of that. So when you have lactose intolerance, people often get acidity, bloating, constipation, or puking, or a kind of feeling of pukiness and all these things. Of course, lactose intolerance, some people might see it in the beginning. Some people may not see it, the symptoms, but it will affect down the line. It will affect you. It will come down to you down the line. So that is what this lactose intolerance is about. The next reason let's come to is pathogens, viruses, bacteria, fungus, and all the kind of bacteria and viruses which are in the body will feed on the milk. As I said, milk is mucus forming in nature. Once it forms the mucus in your intestines, it is the food for unproductive bacteria. It is the food for unproductive viruses. These viruses and bacteria will feed on this milk and they excrete some toxins which are very, very toxic in nature. They excrete neurotoxins, they excrete mycotoxins, they excrete dermatoxins, which affect all the parts of the body, which are responsible for autoimmune disorders, PCOD, thyroid, Alzheimer's, cancers, diabetes, all the autoimmune disorders and all these things. The list goes on. So these are the food for pathogens. As I said, mucus is the loving food of all the pathogens. Let's go to the next reason. It's because today's milk is fed with all hormones. You need to understand that. For industry is feeding cows with lot of hormone injections, lot of hormones, lot of mixture, lot of chemicals, lot of antibiotics, so that they produce more yield, so that they produce more milk, and it can give to different companies and industries where they rely on milk. Okay, so these antibiotics, these hormones are very, very toxic to the human bodies. You need to understand that. Especially for women, even for men, it disrupts the endocrine system. Endocrine system means it disrupts the hormonal balance of the body. So that is why this milk is very, very toxic. Not just that, not just the hormones which are fed by the industry. Milk in itself is very high in growth hormone. Very high in growth hormone. So to understand this, I want to pay clear attention to this. So when a calf is born, when a cow's child is born, it relies on cow's milk. It relies on its mother's milk to feed. So this calf gets into full size cow in just 2 years. That means the growth hormones in the cow's milk are very, very high, that the small calf will get into an adult cow in just 2 to 3 years. But we human beings, we grow up to an adult in 20 years. Okay, that's a big difference. That means the cow's milk hormones is more than 10 times of the mother's milk hormones and real growth hormones in a human body. So this amount of high growth hormone is very toxic to our human body. That is why you are seeing many people get lot of issues like acne, PCOD, type 1 diabetes and all the other stuff. Even kids these days, majority of kids are getting type 1 diabetes. The reason is simple. The reason why these kids are getting type 1 diabetes is because this much high amounts of high growth hormone is not able to, the kid's body is not able to take it. Their liver is getting sluggish. Their liver is not able to tackle this amount of milk and high growth hormones. And on top of that, there is a kind of protein which is called casein. Casein is a kind of milk has two kinds of protein, which is whey and which is casein. This casein protein chemical structure is similar to the beta cells of the pancreas. Beta cells are the insulin producing cells of the pancreas. So when this casein protein enters into the bloodstream, your body sees it as a foreign particle and it starts to attack this casein molecule. At the same time, it also attacks the beta cells of the pancreas because they are similar in shape. That's how the pancreas beta cells gets killed and the insulin production capability of the pancreas dies off. That's how a human being or a kid is diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, where you should rely on insulin for life. There are many people like that. Okay, people who I know, clients I know, family members I know who are on type 1 diabetes. Okay, so you should not be doing that mistake. So that's how hormones play a role. And coming to the next part, which many people ask, that should your kid consume milk? The answer is clear no. As I said before, in the first 2 years of their life, the milk is necessary. The milk is coming from the mother. That's fine. The mother's milk only has about 1 gram of protein or 1 to 2 gram of protein for 100 ml of milk. Sorry, for a liter of milk. So on the for 100 ml of milk. But on the other case, 100 ml of cow's milk has about 8 grams of protein, which is 8x or let's say 10x. This much amount of protein, your kid is not able, your kid's kidneys, kid's liver, kid's pancreas is not able to take it up. Okay, because of this, as I said in the previous module, as I said, when this enters into the blood, your immune system wakes up and it can also destroy the pancreas. That is why you see majority of the type 1 diabetes cases are among kids. Okay, 90% of people who get type 1 diabetes, they get in their early childhoods. Of course, there are people who get type 1 diabetes even in their adulthood, but that is a rare case when compared to the children. Okay, that is why your kid should not be taking milk or cow milk or any milk products, be it paneer, ghee, cheese, butter, anything like that. Okay, one more thing, and next reason why you should avoid is basically, if you have PCOD, if you have thyroid, if you have autoimmune disorders, you should never ever be consuming milk. PCOD, thyroid, cancers, diabetes, acne, stomach issues, sinusitis issues, autoimmune conditions, all are aggravated by milk consumption. Okay, when you're consuming this milk, this milk is fed by pathogens. These pathogens release toxins. These toxins can create PCOD, can create thyroid, can create autoimmune, can create cancers, can create acne, can create gut issues, can create sinusitis, can increase the mucus and create sinusitis, can create mental issues and all these things. These days, when you see kids, especially kids who are getting type 1 diabetes, kids who are getting childhood cancers, are aggravated by milk. You should not be giving milk at all. You should understand that. Okay, so all these diseases, indirectly, milk is the root cause of this thing. Not root cause, but it will aggravate the diseases. Okay, this is the major reason of it. Okay, now let's come to the alternatives. Many people ask me that, hey Akhil, if you're saying these things, milk, we consume our tea or coffee, we consume our milkshakes or something like that, what is the alternative? Yes, there are alternatives. You can choose plant-based milks like almond milk, soy milk, oat milk. You can choose rice milk. There is coconut milk. There are a lot of other options. But out of all these things, if you want to consume tea or coffee, the best thing that suit the texture of cow's milk is the almond milk. And almond milk also, you can heat it up to a certain degree, so that you can boil it and take it in a tea or coffee form. These are the alternatives, but I would suggest not to go for these things also. You need not, it's just a kind of recreational purposes. When you want to go for a milkshake or when you want to go for a tea or coffee, that's absolutely fine. But these things are also high in fat. Of course, these are good in nature. We should be consuming in moderation. Okay, now let's come to some many people ask this question that, Akhil, you are telling not to consume milk. Our ancestors have consumed milk, right? They are good, they are doing good, and everything they are doing better. How you are telling that you should not be consuming milk? The reason is our ancestors consume milk in very limited amounts. They consumed milk in the form of little bit amount of curd, and also little bit amount of when festivals or occasions come, they use milk for making kheer. That's an occasional purposes. Okay, and also milk, they any kind of milk vendor, that milk vendor has to distribute to all the houses. Okay, all the houses use for different purposes, maybe for kheer, maybe for little bit amount of buttermilk or curd or anything like that. So the amount is very minimal than today. Today, if you see, every chocolate, every ice cream, every paneer and all these things all come from milk. Back then there was no paneer, there was no this much amount of ghee, this much amount of fat, nothing like that. It was very minimal. So that is why it didn't cause that much side effects. And also on top of that, today we are living in a world full of toxins. Living toxins, non-living toxins, bacteria, viruses. When you have this many amount of toxins, when you consume milk, this toxicity can aggravate. The milk can power these toxins and create different diseases. Back then there were no this many toxins because there were no this many industries and chemicals. After the industrial revolution, when the milk industry hit, when the industries hit, when the chemicals hit, from then milk industry got to boost up. It got commercialized. And also today people are using many chemicals and many antibiotics and many hormones to increase the yield. Back then it was not like that. So you need to understand that. Okay. Now let's come to major question that many people ask me that, Akhil, where do we get calcium from? Where do we get B12 from? Where do we get B vitamins? If you are stopping us from milk, we are missing out on a lot of calcium. That's the biggest myth. The biggest myth is you're not getting calcium from milk. As I said in the first module, milk makes you acidic, and the blood to neutralize itself goes and leaches the calcium from the bones, so your bones are depleting itself. The calcium from the milk is no use, not of any use, waste of time and energy and money too. Okay, so here are I will tell some foods that can give you bioavailable calcium. I'm talking about bioavailable calcium, means the calcium which is really active, which doesn't make the blood acidic, which is alkaline nature, really helps your body. Some of the foods are oranges, lemons. All the citrus foods has the highest bioavailable calcium. No one talks about it. Lemon water, orange juice, orange whole, lemon sprinkled in the food. All these things. Green leafy vegetables like spinach, kale, arugula, amaranth, coriander, all green leafy vegetables are rich in calcium. You need to consume this. And then nuts and seeds, almonds, walnuts, pistachios are rich in calcium and magnesium. Sesame seeds, white sesame seeds, black sesame seeds, all are rich in calcium. There are many other foods, many fruits like papayas, pineapples, apples, broccoli vegetables, cruciferous vegetables, all have little bit amount of calcium. You need to include these foods on a daily basis. You need to at least give 2 servings of fruits, 2 servings of vegetables. You need to consume little bit of amount of nuts, sesame seeds, oranges, all these things. The problem is that people do not consume these foods at all. They do not consume fruits and vegetables at all. That is the reason you're not getting calcium. But if you're eating all these fruits and vegetables, they will give you the calcium which you need more than what milk is giving. And on top of that, milk is disease causing in nature. All these foods are disease healing in nature. Once you consume these foods, you need not worry about all the other vitamins and minerals. You need not worry about all the other diseases prevention and all this. You will eventually prevent diseases, eventually heal diseases. That is the benefit of consuming plant-based food for calcium. So don't worry about your calcium. Even you give your kids food, give your kids the fruits and vegetables. It is very, very important for today's kids. Today's kids are eating chocolates, eating, burgers or something, cheese, mayonnaise and other things. I'm not saying that's wrong. Occasionally it's obviously well and good. It's good for treating and all these things. But on a daily lifestyle, you should not be giving them all these foods. You should be giving high quality fruits, high quality vegetables, and give high quality nuts and seeds in a good, tasty form. Okay, and don't give milk and all this thing. If they crave for milk, choose almond milk, choose coconut milk, and say that this is the milk which we are getting today. Okay, so that is the thing. And coming to the conclusion, I'm not telling you to stop milk products altogether. You should not be consuming your favorite paneer, favorite pizza, favorite cheese, and all these things. I'm just telling you not to take this milk and milk products on a daily lifestyle basis. Once in a while, you go for a party, you have some dairy products, you have some paneer with naan, or you had your pizza with cheese, you had your Frankie or something like that with mayonnaise and that. That's fine. Once in a while, it's absolutely fine. But these things should not be there in your daily lifestyle. This can cause different issues, like ranging from gut issues, IBS, autoimmune disorders, Alzheimer's, dementia, mental issues, thyroid, acne, PCOD, cancers, lupus, autoimmune disorders, diabetes, type 1 diabetes, many things. If you are suffering from any of these conditions, try to remove the milk from your lifestyle and you will see the difference. And if at all, even if you're not getting differences from that, links are in the description. You can contact me anytime and I'll make sure that you are free from all your chronic health conditions and you're free from diseases, achieving a longevity and healthy and happy life. Okay. If you want to see more from my side, here are my 2 videos. One is from weight loss, how to lose weight without protein, how to lose diabetes, how to reverse diabetes, and you can check all the other videos from my YouTube channel as well. So please subscribe to this channel, and thank you so much for staying here. And if you feel this video lengthy, it's worth it. Please make sure you share, and also see the timestamps which thing you need, and comment below is if you're going to stop the milk consumption from now. Please subscribe to the video. Thank you so much, and we'll meet in the next video.